everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 3 Count. I'm the greatest second place champion and the face of the 3 Count Mafia, War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about the last Monday Night Raw before Crown, or like I keep calling it, Clown Jewel. Yay. Whoopee. Hajay. Now, at the time of recording, they've already had the stupid event yesterday, and there were stupid results to go along with said stupid event. So I'm going to cover that in the SmackDown episode of 3 Count. Speaking of the SmackDown episode of the 3 Count, it's going to be a 3 Count Super Show. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We kicked off Monday Night Raw with the Kabuki Warriors and, of course, Paige. Yeah, love seeing that little crumpet every time she's on TV. She was introducing her new clients, you know, the tag team champions, and every time she got a chance, she was trying to speak, Asuka snatched the mic, started saying something that Paige didn't quite agree with. Paige snatched the mic back, tried to say, no, you can't say that. And then Kyrie snatched the mic, and then she was just kind of giggling, you know, like playing along. Her and Paige have a little tussle over the mic. Eventually the mic just gets dropped. So while Paige was picking up said microphone, turned right into a green mist spray from Asuka, basically kicking Paige to the curb. And while they were setting their sights on, you know, kind of letting the former NXT Women's Champion have it, Becky Lynch came in, made the save for her match against Kairi Sane. This was a really good back and forth match. Of course, it's Becky, so you know you're bound to get a decent to really good match, as expected out of my future ex-wifey. But this was great nonetheless. In the end, however, Kairi Sane taps, and she tapped pretty damn quick to the disarmor. So yeah. Next up, we had R-Truth making a joke that he needs eyes in the back of his head to deal with this whole Singh Brothers situation. So what does he do? He buys himself another pair of glasses from Lens Crafters. Ha 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 ha. No, that was legitimately funny. I lost it. It was pretty funny. Afterwards, Buddy Murphy came out there and basically said, R-Truth, you've been so obsessed with the 24/7 title, you really haven't been that much of a threat. But don't worry, I'll remind you that I still am. So they have a match. Halfway through the match, the 24/7 Shenanigans division came out there. Of course, the Singh brothers were leading the charge while they were being given chase. But the rest of the 24/7 division, R-Truth hopped out of the ring momentarily, joined in the fray, and it was just, you know, them running around the ring. Of course, the music from Benny Hill was missing, so that whole scenario. Anyway, after R-Truth was running all over creation trying to get that title, he rolls back into the ring, and Buddy Murphy lets him have it with a Kamigoya. Yeah, that move Kota Ibushi does, where he grabs the arms and just pulls them right into a vicious knee strike. Hits him with it, and then just puts him to bed. So yeah. Next we had we had some well, next we had some more old fogies pop out of there. So we had Ric Flair getting a jobber entrance as they came back from commercial. You know, he came back from a commercial and his music was already playing. So And then, of course, it was followed by, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, which is exactly how my bowels react whenever Hulk Hogan is on the freaking TV screen. Because, yeah, his old leathery face popped up on the TV screen. Because there were going to be some members of Team Hogan and Team Flair going at it as Ricochet, one and only, took on Drew McIntyre. This was a fantastic match, although most of the offense in this match was going to Drew McIntyre. He was imposing his will upon Ricochet, and he would take time to kind of taunt Hogan. He would do, just a and the you followed by suck. So it was fun. I love it when Drew McIntyre was making fun of Hogan. I could give a damn less about Hogan. Hogan just needs to go far away. Just far away. Never to be heard from again. Anywho, right when Ricochet found his groove and was about to put the match away, Randy Orton came virtually out of thin air, just poofed in, RKO Ricochet, and Ricochet, he had one of those New Japan cells where he lands on his neck and his head goes in a different direction. It was, difficult to look at. Thankfully, he's okay. But yeah, Ricochet gets a win over Drew McIntyre by disqualification. Of course, Team Flair stand tall. Whoopee. Next, we had Viking Raiders squish some poor blokes who were dressed up as the Chicago Cubs and called themselves the Chicago Cubs. Whoop-de-doo. Next was Andrade taking on Sin Cara. After Andrade and Zelina made their way to the ring, Sin Cara cut a promo saying he lost last time because of the numbers game. This time, he brought in an equalizer. A luchadora by the name of Carolina, or Catalina. Commentary wasn't sure on what to call her. Anyway, she was in Sin Cara's corner, and Sin Cara almost put on another fantastic match. Where the hell were they hiding Sin Cara? This Sin Cara. Anyway, however, Carolina wasn't much of help in this match. She did keep Zelina Vega at bay. However, Sin Cara did. He got snuck up on by Andrade, who rolled him up, feet on the ropes for the 3 count. So yeah. Next, we had the Iconics. The former longest reigning tag team champions were up against Natalya and her partner of the week, who was Charlotte Flair. This was a alright match, I guess. It was another quick and easy win for Natalya, who, I guess rather than talk about this match, it was announced early Tuesday, I think. It was announced. No, it was announced Wednesday during the Crown Jewel press conference in Riyadh that for the first time ever, women's match in Saudi Arabia. That's cool. Although it's Natalya and Lacey Evans, which we've seen 1,001 times, it's still cool that we're finally get that progress. Because a couple of Saudi Arabia shows ago, women talent weren't even allowed to show up. Not even valets. Now we got a women's match over there. So there is hope. Next, that led to a a promo from a coked out Seth Rollins who was just kind of, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. You know, it's like that Fast and Furious cocaine laced testosterone promos from back in the '90s with Hogan and Warrior. And I was about to say Savage, but no, Savage actually had a little bit more cleverness to his promos. It was pretty much yeah, yeah, yeah. Gonna beat Eric Rowan. Yeah, yeah. I shouldn't take him on a no disqualification match, even though I'm only days away from a big title match. I know he's ex Wyatt family. We shouldn't talk about that, but we're gonna talk about that anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna hit you with some redundancy. The only way to defeat the demon is to beat the demon. I can't even. I can't even. He did say the only way to defeat the demon is to beat. I'm sorry, to beat. To defeat the fiend is to defeat him or beat him or whatever. Basically, it was it was redundant. Yeah, it was redundant. That was the word I was looking for. Seth Rollins just needs to shut up. Period. He needs to shut up on camera because it's cringy. He needs to shut up on Twitter because he makes himself and the company he represents look like complete and utter assholes. And then he needs to shut up at conventions because he makes himself look like a giant jackass. Jesus. Like I was telling Rodimus off camera, you would think he would have learned to shut up after JR roasted him like chestnuts. I like I told mainstream, it's like a complete three a complete 180 from the time they were pushing Roman. Because at that point, Roman was utterly detestable and Seth was utterly likable. Now we hate Seth, but we just love the absolute snot out of Roman. Oh yeah, and Seth Rollins took on Eric Rowan in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was this was a decent match. Um, they did not explain why when they went to commercial they were battling on the concourse, and when they came back from commercial, they were back in the ring. Whatever. It's Seth Rollins. I could care less about his matches now. Anyway, Seth Rollins won because he pinned Eric Rowan while he was pinned underneath a forklift. You know, I'm beginning to sense a pattern. Seth Rollins isn't very original because okay, he beat Eric Rowan by pinning him while being pinned under a forklift. That's the exact same thing they did in the original halftime heat. And then he burns down Bray Wyatt's new house after Randy Orton already burned it down. It's not very original. Next, we had a promo from the Street. Well, earlier in the night, we had a promo from the Street Profits. It was just a whole lot of nothing, but them celebrating their big win from last week, and they got the whole crowd to chant, "We want the smoke." So they're over like Rover. And also earlier in the night, we had the OC just kind of, giving Humberto they were giving him the business. You know, telling Humberto, it's a, it's it shows initiative, and you put on a great match, going up against the Universal Champion last week. But you forgot to go after the real belt that matters, the United States belt. Going up against the phenomenal United States champion. And so that led to this match, which was the phenomenal United States champion AJ Styles taking on Humberto Carrillo. It's been a while since I've done that, and I still haven't lost a step. This was another fantastic match. Humberto Carrillo is really coming to his own. Of course, AJ Styles is, of course, phenomenal. However, in the end, Humberto tapped out pretty quickly to the calf crusher. Afterwards, AJ Styles says, "I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to pop back in the ring, shake his hand." Even though I talked all that ish about him, popped into the ring, went to shake Humberto Carrillo's hand, and right as Humberto was about to, answer him in kind, AJ Styles hit him with the "oops, too slow." And so Humberto just slapped the taste out of his mouth. The OC then start beating down on Humberto, and of course, they want the smoke, they want the fade. The Street Profits came in to make the save. Wow, that actually kind of rhymed. I didn't even plan that. Good on me. And finally, in the... oh God, this was the main event segment for the show. In the main event segment, King's Court with Rusev and Lana as they talk about their divorce. Props, I guess, to all four people involved. Even though this storyline is completely stupid, Bobby Lashley doesn't seem to take this too seriously, even though apparently he's been getting death threats. Oh well. But yeah, props to Bobby Lashley. He's not taking this too seriously. Neither is Rusev, but he's still playing along. Props to Lana in this segment for not tripping over a single word. And, oh yeah, I forgot to say this. Shut the f up, Jerry, for his commentary. Seriously? He makes a stupid joke about Becky Lynch. Her getting fired up. Is this called a ginger snap? I want to punch that 60-year-old Memphis dude in the face. Anyway, special props to him because not only did he manage to shut up and stay out of the way of this segment, him going Rusev no, and his own pitiable cries actually helped Rusev's story in all this. So for once, Jerry was useful, but then again, a busted clock is right twice a day. Anywho, they got to the bottom of what's going on with Lana. Lana basically calls Rusev a sex addict. Rusev like, well, can you blame me? I got the hottest woman, in my life. And Lana said, oh, it wasn't just about sex. You also want children. Well, I'm a fashionista, and nobody's going to love me if I've got stretch marks. That sounds like a vain kind of thing. Anyways, then she also said, well, Rusev, you cheated on me. And Rusev's like, how? Who told you this? And she's like, Bobby. He's like, well, Bobby's talking all that ish about me. And he actually said the S word, so yeah. Well, they censored it on TV. So yeah, of course, Booty Lashley comes out there. Him and Rusev get to brawling. Rusev gets the better of the exchange. In fact, he yoinks off his wedding ring and says, you want her, you have her. Shoves his ring right in Booty's face, well, in his mouth, and then just slaps the taste out of his mouth with ring in tow. Or ring as well. Slapped it out of his mouth. Of course, Lana grabs a kendo stick, whacks Rusev a couple times, no avail. Rusev turns around, she whacks him again, he catches it. And of course, once he wrenches it free from her grasp, Booty Lashley goes low, and while Rusev is grabbing what's left of his pride, Booty Lashley and Lana make out awkwardly in over the fallen Bulgarian. That's how we ended Monday Night Raw. That was the lead up to Crown Jewel. Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever. So, yeah. Plug time, I guess. Remember, if you miss Rod's opinions but hate his ugly face, he has a podcast, Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime, on the Castbox app. Go check it out. Tell him War Machine sent you, and if you do, tell him he's a stupid idiot. Anyway, of course, that being said, I'm the face of the 3 Count Mafia. And of course, the greatest second place champion, United States of War Machine MJ. And I will see you guys next time. Bang!